But I do wonder how many of you have actually just thought that your phone was on mute or something. It wasn't. I was just mouthing. I'm just playing. I just did a really long video, blabbing, talking. It's quite therapeutic talking into the screen. But the problem with that is you lot will get bored of my videos. Basically, I just did about a 40-minute video just blabbing on about things that people just don't want to hear. So I thought I'll try and finish it like 10 minutes if I can. I'll try. What was I talking about? It don't matter how hard you try or tried, or if you're in the organisation. If you're a good person doing the right stuff, but you're not going out on ministry enough, or you're not answering up at the meetings enough, they will not use you. You have to comply. You're like a phone to them that to be used has to be updated, upgraded, etc. I think they do in a way want you to put your family aside if you want to succeed. They tell you not to get a busy job because time with family is important, but they'll take all your time. I think as the organisation, as they say it's perfectly run and stuff like that, they're a proper bunch of numpties in doing things, and the way they do stuff is absolutely fucking unprofessional, some of it. You would not believe some of the stuff I've seen. Like, I went to a meeting once. I was asked to go to a meeting about the fire extinguishers and stuff, and what they said was they had like what they would say if there was a fire, and one of the things they said was like, oh, okay, you get up there, blah blah blah, don't panic. I'm thinking, okay, bomb, straight problem. I thought this was supposed to be professional. You don't go up there and say don't panic. You don't say the word, because that's what they're going to do. You just say everybody stay calm. And then they're on about like, we have this brother come up, then this brother's going to talk this brother, and then this brother will take over, and then this brother will take over that brother, and then we'll all be assigned these things, and then we'll get everybody out in the case of a fire. I'm thinking, by the time you've done all that, you're going to be sitting there like burnt little quavers, like all crispy. Like, if you see a fire, I would go in there and say, oi, fire. And they're like, you'd have to figure out where the fire was, and that brother would tell that brother, and that brother would tell them on the platform, and then they would have to announce it in this way, and blah blah. I'm thinking, for fuck's sake, you're all going to die. If I saw a fire, and it was around the side of the building, yeah, and you got a back door and front door, I'd go, oi, fire next to the window, just there, and then everybody out this way, or everybody out that way, which would actually, I'd say front door, because that's the exit of the whole place, so you can actually go home. If you went out the back way and there was a fucking fire on the side, then you're out of the building, but you're going to find it hard to get home. You're going to have to climb a fence, and I ain't going to see all them old people climbing fences. That'd be funny. Seeing some old ladies like rip their tights and shit. It wouldn't be funny, actually. No, I'm joking. It wouldn't be nice to see those people getting hurt or anything like that. But basically, it was just like a complete... My mind was blown. I'm sitting there for this fucking meeting. I'm thinking I would rather be home with my family now, and this crap you're babbling on about, trying to make it important because you're trying to be cool, like, oh, we've organised this big old thing, and we've got code. They had literally had this. They were going to go on a platform and say, oh, code 62911, or it'd be code 77294. And you're just like, then they had a sheet with what all the codes meant. It's like, fucking, why don't you just say it, mate? What's wrong with you? Like, and the elder in front of me was falling asleep and snoring. That was funny. I was like trying to kick the back of his chair, like, come on, wake up. So yeah, little story, little funny, I suppose. Also, the way that when they had the car park work done, and I washed the windows after they had the car park work done, there was bloody chip-ins all over the windows because whatever they've been doing, they've been smashing bricks up or whatever it was doing, chipped the shit out of the windows, and it looked awful. To me, if you were cleaning the windows, you could see all these bits. It's like, I can't get them bits off because that is like glass missing. Bits of glass, there's like toe chips out of the glass. So that's not cool. Another thing that really peed me off, I'll tell you something that really did pee me off. My mum keeps bees. My mum and her husband keep bees, right? They got a lot of beehives. They've been doing it a long time. And there's actually a video on YouTube. I have another channel. And there's a video of me walking through a swarm of bees in shorts and a t-shirt. It was a fantastic experience. You're standing there, thousands of bees. They're going from this hive to follow the queen over to this tree, and they're just back and forth. And I'm just stood in the middle of it, like a dark cloud of bees and the honeybees. And it was the noise. It was such an experience. It was amazing, and it was great. It was just fantastic. Yeah, shorts and t-shirt. You don't need the suits and whatever, because they ain't gonna get you when they're going to the queen. All they're interested in is going from there to there. They're not interested in you. And, yeah, it's great. Bees are cool, and honeybees are important, and they're important for the environment, etc. I ain't no Greenpeace sort of person, but I'm all for looking after the planet, and people who drop rubbish do piss me off. But they had basically a swarm of bees up high under the roof, and they knew they were there because they were dropping all the polystyrene stuff that they were taking out, and then they were building a hive. Now the stuff they were taking out, the polystyrene stuff, would not be as good as the actual what they build with, what the bees build. But the point is, they weren't a danger to anyone. They were up high, and no one was supposed to park next to the building in case there was a fire, so it's like no one goes near it. But they got an exterminator to come and kill all them bees. And yeah, that peed me off. That did pee me off a little bit. Wound me up because there was no need for it. But it was the way they did it. Because my mum and her husband came round to actually look at the bees and gave advice and stuff. And they said if they smoke them bees out, then they're pricks. And they said basically, their religion that promotes peace and all care for the world, and then what, going to kill all these bees? And then they did. But it was the way they didn't sort of tell me, because they didn't want my parents to find out. So yeah. It was like they weren't going to listen to me. I had enough to do. I was like, okay, just don't ask me anymore then. Don't just leave me out of it. I'm okay. And then they're like texting me saying, just to let you know, we've decided to do this and blah blah. I'm just like, yeah, well, okay. Why the fuck are you telling me? You just ignore what I said. Okay, just sod off. They're all thick men, aren't they? A lot of them, they're staying it. They're thick. And that's the problem. You'll find the ones that are, what they would say are weak, are actually more intelligent. They see the problems and they're always pissed off. I shouldn't say things like that. I suppose I'm narrowing down people into groups. People, each individual, every person that exists is way too complicated to put into a group, really. Life's too complicated. Bud Light. Brewed using the choicest best barley with malt and rice. I'm not getting paid for that. So yeah, there's a few thoughts on things. They're just a bloody bunch of plonkers trying to sort the sound system out, etc. Like, you're trying to get a visual from that side of the hall to that side of the hall to have an extra screen facing the because you've got a screen facing the audience, and then you've got a screen facing the speaker, so you can stand there and see what he's doing or see when the pictures are coming up instead of having to look behind him all the time. So they put this new screen up, and this guy is like supposed to be the brainiest guy in the world, and he's like, I've got this wire and I've got this splitter and I've got this adapter and it's cost all this money and we're going to get it and we're going to do it. And I said to him, why don't you just get like a standard lead, visual lead, like what you plug in a computer, a little blue one where you plug it in and screw it on top and bottom? Why don't you just get a really long one of them, plug it in the back of the other computer and run it through the ceiling to the flicking screen? And you could see he was like, I hadn't thought of that, but he's already ordered these adapters and everything. He fits all the adapters, and guess what? It don't fucking work. But he's like super trained in everything and computers or whatever. And then they get the lead, and they did what I suggested in the first place. And guess what? It worked fine. There's a lot of things I've seen though, yeah. They all think they know better. They all think they know better. Ministerial servants are better than the lesser ones. The elders are better than the ministerial servants, and they know better. And they really think they're wise men, but they are not wise men. And some of them have been in the truth so long, they've been so sheltered. They don't know anything. And I think that can be quite dangerous. I'm shocked actually at the moment about how much my daughter knows. Because obviously I don't go on the internet like I did when I was a kid and stuff. But she's coming out with these new sayings. Like, she said something the other day and laughed about it. And I was like, why is that funny? She said, you know, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, what does that mean? She goes, you know, it's like rude. And I was like, oh, I'd never heard it before. So there's all these new sayings coming out. And I think that's the thing. That's a funny thing. Does any of you have this at the Kingdom Hall, where they say something on the platform, and it's almost like an innuendo? You can see something like funny in it, something rude or something like that, and you're just laughing, but no one else gets it because they're all like innocent. It's just, well, they're not innocent, are they? But they don't, you know things. End the video. I'm done because it's getting too long. Have a good day. Hope you're all well. Hope you're all right. Thanks for all your comments. If you're not going to watch any of my videos, this one puts you off or any of them put you off, please just subscribe. It might send a message out, because the whole point of these videos is to warn people about Jehovah's Witnesses before people get sucked into it. Because once they're in it, the information control will stop them seeing the facts. The actual facts, the footage, video footage of the governing body saying what they're saying and all that. If once they're in, they ain't going to even look at the screen. So let's get this message right out there. There was a paedophile in my congregation. There's like wife beaters in other congregations. There's shit going on that is really bad. So Jehovah's Witnesses need to be stopped, like they are in Russia. Yeah, so that's enough talking about that. Let's see. Hope you're all good. Take care. Peace out.